And welcome aboard the Par Train. I'm Evan, and in this video today, I've never been this excited after a golf lesson. And I think every type of golfer, every level, can benefit from what we accomplish in this lesson. And I've learned the golf swing is a recipe. It's not black or white, it's not do's or don'ts. It's about one thing that leads to the next, that leads to the next. It's all connected. Good golf swing is about unlocking certain doors. I've had access denied in certain areas. This lesson will show you an example of what is locked in your swing. What door do you need to open? And hopefully you can bring this to your coach and figure this stuff out. Maybe you have the same doors locked that I did. So I'm so excited for you guys to see this lesson, and I'm very excited about what's coming with my own game. So again, if you like the video, hop aboard the channel now and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy the ride. Take care. It feels like when I do this, feeling like I'm not here, but I'm there, seems to make a big difference in my ability to let it set.
Okay, so what's the A and what's the B? What's the A and the B in your estimation there? Which is the A? Which is the A? Which is the first? What are the two options there?
Engaged.
Okay, engaged.
And out. Versus loose.
And free.
And open.
And when you're here, if you let your arm fall, what would the arm go? Where would the arm go from there? Go to the other one. Where would the arm go from there?
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to overdo it, right? But there's a sense to that.
Yeah.
But also some of that is just, I think that when you're in, let me be in rhythmic, let me pretend like I was swinging as hard as I saw Tara swinging, or the caddy going, dude, you don't need to do more than that. Some of that almost just softens your right shoulder just because your intended effort level was less.
Right, totally.
Right?
Yeah. See, this is interesting. I tell you, I don't know where to go in my downswing is probably an indicator of I'm here, because when I was here,
absolutely,
I felt like I had space.
Absolutely.
Intuitively.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, that's where, well, if I didn't know any better, there are times probably in and around a golf where you, for whatever the reason is, I felt good, my caddy told me the right keys, I didn't swing it as hard, where you, not intentionally as it will be down the road, maybe accident, whatever, where you got to a place where you had a little bit of a softer feel here, and then all of a sudden you had some access, you didn't swing too hard and you mauled it. And then other times you were trying too hard or you whatevered, and you were on the wrong side of the threshold, and then all of a sudden your body goes, what do I even
add in getting nervous, not wanting to have a certain miss happen.
What do I do? And then it becomes reactive, right? I feel very confident that there's some of that. You can't prove it on a shot-by-shot, second-by-second thing.
Yeah.
But there's no question that the difference between you being a guy who is free enough, hold it with just your right hand for a second, and just rock it, and just like rock your chest back and forth for there. So again, you have more of that feel still, right? Like this would be the left hand under feel.
Yeah. But
keep turning your chest and just be soft enough to let that happen.
Yeah.
So that can happen.
Yeah.
Versus focus on the left side, stay engaged with the right, stay engaged with it. Where are you going to go from there?
Yeah.
Like you could, recock and then try to hammer the crap out of it, or come over the top and just hit a big wicked ripped pull.
So is this gonna be
or hang on to it for dear life, which is what I would do, and hit some poopy little right shot and be like, eh.
Is this another perfect example of me being like, I can't wait to learn my downswing key? And it's...
Did you? Well, preemptively, you have to be in position to make a downswing.
Right. So it's really more about getting myself in a better position here. Because you notice how it goes through the turf easier?
I do.
When I'm like this?
I do. But when we say, what are the keys? But Evan, what are the keys for you to get there? Some of them are physical.
Yeah.
What is my path? What is my pattern? But I think others are even just, all right, buddy, come on, let me swing this one nice and rhythmically. Let me listen to the caddy and just kind of toss one out there. Some of those mental, general, non-specific conversations help shape the,
For sure.
Don't swing so I don't get killed back here.
The other thing that might be an option is feeling like I'm no arms at all. and let my chest be the engine on the way through. Because that's a huge key for me in the short game, and that helps. But, you know, take it or leave it. I don't know. Just
Do you have a challenge flag? Do you have that little red, like 3 or 4 of them?
Why am I the way that I am?
We need a challenge flag. We got to just get one. So
Why
like
am
at some point in these things, you just see it dribble across the
Why
floor.
am I the way that I am?
Yeah, exactly. That's, boy, oh boy, that's not, I don't.
No, I love this stuff.
I know you love this stuff. Because you're bumped right too much, here comes a new conversation, access to the things that I feel like I want to do versus not access. You did not have access to some things. We created some access and all of a sudden you could do it. You are bumped right, therefore you're doing too much of this, and especially with this. Now this wants to drag that way. And then you're at a place where it makes it so much easier for you to do this. Whereas if you were bumped left and you were able to coil and get into your right side,
I naturally will transfer.
And you're not turning this as your power source. Bump left a little bit. Turn. You're turning this as your power source, and that's going to bring you. But you can't do that because you don't have access to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I want you to just get the sense of, I'm going to bump left so I can load right.
Yeah.
If you bump right, you can't load right. Bump left, load right.
Right.
Okay?
It's crazy. I can feel.
You're not loading your right side.
Yeah.
And again, there's only so much you can do in it.
Right.
You have to be bump. So bump left. There you go. Now turn your chest. There you go. Now fire your body. Beautiful. Now do the opposite. Bump right. Now turn. You're just stuck. You're just.
Yeah. You're right.
You can't do it from there. It's like turning a light switch on and going, oh, I can see everything.
It's crazy how good our bodies actually are, even though I think I'm not that good. My body is coming to ask you, what do I do on the downswing? Ding, ding. That means I'm probably here where I feel like I have no space.
Correct.
So that's a space. That's an allowance indicator that we're not giving ourselves access. Access denied. That is what that's telling us.
That's correct. But our whole thing has been about how do you hold the club to allow the greatest access?
Right.
How do you hold the club to allow the access? What am I doing with all of my pre-set up cursors, right? And we talked about this, and I'm sorry for the analogy, but I have to get them right. You get into the rental car. You guys are late. You go to the thing. And let's just say that there was a 4'11" person in the car before you. You can't just get in the car, turn the car on, and go. What do you have to do in a rental car before you even think about turning the car on? Move the seat, check the mirrors. Yeah. Are you a leg forward? Are you a back guy? Are you a forward? There's some place where you're going to go, that feels like my car. Windshield wipers, sometimes the turn signal's on. Like, let's just make sure, is the automatic? Where's the brake?
Yeah.
Maybe I check a radio station, whatever you do, put your phone in your little thingamajiggy, and then once everything feels like this is my car, then just drive.
Right.
But if the seat was on top of the steering wheel and you're trying to drive from there, you can't do
this is why you can't just
super fast maneuvers.
Get one lesson and say, fix me. Because it took me 3 to start to get a hold of foundational stuff. I'm starting to figure out how to get it a little bit more vertical. Then I realized, I don't have room up here. So now, but I'm getting firm here, but I'm not giving access here. And I have all my weight in my right hip and I have no access to load.
Correct.
So I'm here and I'm here.
And you wonder why those are your tendency and your patterns.
Right.
So our point though, and again, this is back to why it's not a result. It's a result thing. It's a result thing.
Yeah.
We're working on putting you in a position where your greatest success, and the irony is what happened here before, is she was able to do nothing because the positions allowed her to do nothing.
Right.
Our work is how can we get you to a place where you could do nothing and it would actually work because it almost auto-dial wanted to work versus where you were before where you had to play such a massive role in your success.
Right.
And a part of this is why it's like you say, I'm a tough student. You're not a tough student at all. We have to unpeel some stuff and
Right.
build some stuff. It is what it is. It's not, it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But this little move for you now to just go, wow, my normative existence is kind of bumping into my right hip here. Let me just kind of give it a little bump left. And if you bump it left, then you can turn it right.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead, ironically, and I shouldn't be saying this, you could actually you could really fire the crap out of it from there. Ooh, that was a freaking loud noise. Holy smokes, Batman. That really was the last one because the machine broke.
Wow. That's the best. Like I said, I think I'm picking up on my round on last week. I had a great number, but it didn't feel athletic. It almost felt apologetically soft.
Yeah, yeah.
Where if I could learn rhythm with the ability to do that when I need it, because I've given myself access to, that is the best I felt that swing, maybe ever. Because I just felt like I had room.
Right.
So it's like I could do whatever I want.
We're starting to get to a place where the ingredients are now kind of all there.
I feel like we're like mixing the bowl pretty well.
It's getting really close. But that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Right? And this is again where I think in the art of, and this is the golf instruction side of things. And this is the difficult part, right? I'll say there's lots of things that I could start with. It's not that there's a right or a wrong. It's you have to choose a direction and a map and a journey.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to go on the journey as a student, it makes it really, really difficult. You have to be willing to go far enough along that journey with someone you trust, because we're not going to know until we get far enough, and you can't be here until we've gone through that. Right? We can't shortcut to here.
Right.
But you now do understand the role of grip. You do understand the role of engage. You do understand free.
Yeah.
You get some of the things. You now, just in today, oh my gosh, I can actually do that thing and load up and feel like I could maul someone.
Yeah.
Right?